So in this video, we are going to learn how to add subscriber in SendMails from Google Forms. Let's say you have created an online form using Google Forms and you want that whenever someone is going to enter their details and make the form submission, you want to add that same person as a subscriber in SendMails. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So in this automation, whenever a new form response will be received in Google Forms with the same form submission details, we are going to add that person as a subscriber in SendMails. If you want to know how you can set up this kind of automation, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, this is the online form which I have created using Google Forms. The name of the form is event registration. Now I want that whenever someone is going to enter their details in this form and makes the form submission, I want to add that same person as a subscriber in SendMails. And to do this, we have to connect our Google form with SendMails account. And we are going to use an automation and integration platform called Pabbly Connect to do so. So here you can see we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. And to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. After coming to this dashboard, we have to create an automation workflow over here. And to do this, just click on this Create Workflow button and give this workflow a name. So let me name my workflow as Google Forms to SendMails. And then select the folder of your Pabbly Connect account in which you want to create the workflow and click on Create. And now you can see the workflow is open over here. In this workflow, you can see two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on. Where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first we have to connect our Google form from which we are getting user responses with Pabbly Connect in the trigger step. So that whenever we are going to receive a new form submission, a new form response in Google Forms, automatically the details of that form submission will be received inside Pabbly Connect and this automation workflow will trigger. It will start. Then after that, using this Pabbly Connect automation, we are going to send the details of the user. Like we are getting their first name, last name, email, and all the other details. So using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send those details to sendmails.io and we are going to create a subscriber. We are going to add that person as a subscriber over here. So let's see how it is done. Starting from our trigger window, in Choose App, search for Google Forms and select it. After selecting Google Forms in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as New Response Received. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect this Google form with Pabbly Connect and capture the form responses in our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now you must be thinking how we are going to add this webhook URL. So to do it, you just have to follow the instructions given below over here. Copy this webhook URL from here and go to the form which you have created using Google Forms. Now in this form here you can see right now we are on the questions tab. Now we'll switch to responses tab and here you can see this is an option of link to sheets. Just click on it, select create a new spreadsheet and click on create. So we all know that Google Form responses are automatically stored in a Google Sheet. So what we are going to do, we are going to connect this Google spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect in such a way that whenever we receive a form submission, the form responses will be added in this Google Sheets by Google Forms. And from this Google spreadsheet, we are going to send the form responses, the form submission data to Pabbly Connect. So we have to add this webhook URL in this Google spreadsheet in which our form responses are added. Now to add this webhook URL, here you can see in a new tab, this sheet is open. We have to go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search Apps, search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Now here you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. After refreshing your Google Sheets, once again we'll go to Extensions and this time you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, this box will appear in front of us and it is basically asking us three different things. First one is the selected sheet, second one is the webhook URL, and third one is the trigger column. Now here in selected sheet, you can see by default it has selected form response 1. Because in this Google spreadsheet, we have only one sheet named as form response 1. So we have to select the sheet that from which sheet we want to send the new row data to Pabbly Connect. So we have selected this. Then after that, here in the field of webhook URL, as you can guess, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy it from here and then paste it over here. After pasting this webhook URL, here it is asking us for the trigger column. Now you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So the trigger column is basically the last data entry column in your Google spreadsheet. So it will be the last column of your Google sheet in which you are entering some data. So as you can see in the background, column F is going to be my trigger column because it is the last column in which we are going to enter or any responses of form submission will be entered. So I'm going to enter column F as the trigger column. But according to your Google spreadsheet or according to the number of fields you have in your Google Forms, any column could be your trigger column. You just have to ensure that it is the last column of your Google sheet. And after entering our trigger column, just click on Submit. Now when we click on Submit, it is showing us Setup configured successfully. This means we have successfully added this webhook URL in this Google spreadsheet. Now just close this window. Once again go to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and this time you can see this option of Send on Event. Just select it. By selecting Send on Event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever a new row of data is added in this Google Sheet, whenever we are going to receive a new form submission in Google Forms, the new row of data is added and immediately send that data, immediately send that form response to Pabbly Connect. Now here we have successfully added this webhook URL over here. And the first step of setting up this automation is completed. But in Pabbly Connect workflow, in this trigger step, you can see it is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some response of a new form submission from this Google Forms. So let's do it. I will just go to my Google form over here. This is my form. Just go to this send button and we are going to copy the link of this form. After copying the link, we'll go to the incognito tab over here and then paste it link over here. After pasting this link, we are going to make a form submission, a dummy form submission. Let's say the name of the person is demo user. The email address is this. And then the organization is, for example, Pabbly. The days is, for example, day 1. For the day 1, the user is going to attend this event. And then just click on submit. Now, as we click on submit, you can see a new form response is done. Just now in our Google form, we have received a new form submission. And in our Google spreadsheet, you can see here a new row of form responses added. So the same details of form submission are added in our Google Sheet. Now, because we have connected this Google spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect, we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger step, you can see we have received some response. And in this response, you will see the details of the exact same form submission which we have done just now. Here you can see the same day which we have selected. While making the form submission, we have selected day 1 and you can see the same day. You can see the same trigger column which we have selected while making the form submission. You can also see the timestamp, that at what date and time this form submission was received. So here in the Google Sheet, you can see the date is 17th of January 2024 and time is 10:51. And here you can see the same date and time. We'll scroll down further and you can see some other details. Here you can see the row index, that what is the row number of the data which is added in Google Sheet. So the row index is 2 over here. The same is received inside Pabbly Connect. Then here you can see the same organization which we have entered in form submission Pabbly. You can see the same name of the person, demo user, and also the same email address. This means the connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. And using this connection, whenever we are going to receive a new form submission, a new form response in Google Forms, automatically the same form response will be sent to Pabbly Connect. Now, after making this connection, let's move to step 2. And in step 2, we want to send these same details of the user who made the form submission, like their first name, last name, and email, to SendMails.io because we want to add this person as a subscriber over here. For that, we will just scroll down and come to this action step. And here in Choose App, search for SendMails. Just select it. After selecting SendMails, an action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Add New Subscriber. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our SendMails account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the username of our SendMails account and also the API token. So I guess you must be having the username of your SendMail account, the login email address. But you must be thinking how you can get the API token of your SendMails account. So to get the API token, just go to your SendMails account and from the left sidebar, here you can see this option of API. So here you can see campaign API option, just click on it. And as you come to this campaign API section, here you can see your API token. Just copy this API token from here and then go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. After pasting the API token, just enter the email address of your SendMail account over here. So let me enter the email address as. Okay, so this is the username of my SendMail account. After entering the username and pasting the API token, just click on save. And when we click on save, we will see our SendMails account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the list UID. That in our SendMails account, we might be having multiple email lists. So in which particular list we want to add this new subscriber. So we have to enter the ID of that list. Now here how you are going to get the list ID. So to get it, just go to your SendMails account and from the left sidebar from the subscriber section, go to lists. Here under list section, you will see a list of all the contact lists, all the subscriber list which you have in your SendMail account. So I have this list named as PabCon. And in this particular subscriber list, I want to add the new subscriber which we are getting from Google Forms. So we just have to open this list, and after opening this list, here in the URL section, you will find the list ID. So in the URL after list slash and before slash overview, you can see this unique ID, this combination of numbers and text alphabets. This is the unique list ID of the subscriber list. Just copy this list ID from here, from the URL section, and then paste it over here in this list UID field. After entering the list UID, here it is asking us first name, last name, and email of the new subscriber which we want to create. So we have received all of these details, first name, last name, and the email of the subscriber in our trigger step responses from Google Forms. Like here you can see we have the response of first name, last name, and email address. Now what we have to do? So from this trigger responses, we have to map these details in the SendMails action step into their respective fields. We have to send these responses from trigger step to action step by using the process of mapping. And the process of mapping is extremely simple. Just click on this field of first name, and here in the drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received of form submission from Google Forms. Out of all of these responses, select this response of first name and it will be mapped over here. In this way, whatever first name the user is going to enter while making the form submission, with the same first name, we are going to add that person in our SendMails account. After first name, it is asking us for the last name. So we are going to use the same process of mapping once again. Just click on this field and from the drop down from Google Form responses, select the response of last name and it will be mapped. Then once again, it is asking us for the email. So just click here and from the drop down, select and map the response of email. In this way, the details of the subscriber which we have received from Google Forms, we are going to send the same details to SendMails and we are going to add that person as a subscriber over there. After mapping all of these details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response says that the subscriber was successfully created. So let's check it. We will go to a SendMail account and we are going to go to the subscriber section of this list, the same list whose list ID we have added. And yes, here you can see demo user, the same person whose details we have added while making the form submission in Google Form, the same user with the same name and email is added as a subscriber in SendMails. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect, this automation is successfully created. Now, after setting up this automation, we are going to test this automation workflow once. We'll go back to the same form which we have created, the same Google form in Incognito tab. And we are going to make another form submission with some new users detail. For example, the name of the person is test user. The email is, for example, this. And then the organization is, for example, Magnet Brains. After that, we'll scroll down the day I'm selecting, for example, 2, and let's click on submit. So as we click on submit, just now we made another form submission in our Google form. And as we make this form submission, we will see automatically within seconds, this same user will be added as subscriber in SendMails. So we'll just refresh this subscriber page, and yes, here you can see test user, the same person with the same name and email is automatically added in SendMails using this Pabbly Connect automation which we have created. This means we have tested this automation in real time and it is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can email us at support@pabbly.com or post it on our forum over here. Or you can write us in the comment box below too. If you want to check out the pricing of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this link. And if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Pabbly. So this is it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.